talking all about how to prepare your market or your email list in this case, how to prepare them, how to let them know about a promotion, and then how to sell it. And I'm going to actually go through and share with you an email that I wrote on Monday. Today is Wednesday, and I will walk you through exactly why it was written this way, the goal behind it, and really how do you incorporate a story, but then also you can turn it into the thing that you want to start talking about. I think that's a big one for a lot of people, is they just don't understand how to tell the story and then turn it into something that could lead people to a purchase. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Today we had a little bit of a shaky start. I didn't realize, but well, the live stream that I had scheduled didn't actually schedule. So I had to reschedule it and do it last minute. And it told me I couldn't do it because I was 10 minutes too early, but I ended up getting it to work. So I'm here. So anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about here today. I did want to remind you guys about Friday. We are going to be doing a jam session. If you have any questions that you want me to answer directly, come to the jam session. If you're watching this, maybe it's on a replay or you're listening to this on a replay, whatever, make sure that you go to takeactioncrew.com. That'll take you to our private Facebook group page, which is Rock Your Brand. And that supports the podcast. It supports really just our community outside of any of the other things that I'm doing, like Brand Creators Academy, any of those things. But the podcast lives inside of the Rock Your Brand Facebook group. That's where we have the conversations continue on a regular basis. But yeah, I got a few things that I want to chat about here first before we do dig in. You guys may or may not have seen yesterday that I posted inside of the Facebook group and on the page. I just had a couple of rants that I needed to get off my chest. I actually did a just spur of the moment. I was walking, getting ready to take my walk at around 12:15, 12:30 yesterday. Beautiful day. And I go, I'm going to let my people know, right? Like what's going on in my head. And it happened directly after I got off of a hot seat call with Matt, who's one of our BCA members. And, after I got off that call with him, it's always exciting getting off a call. We do these hot seats inside the Academy. And what that is it's, you come on and then we dive into whatever area of your business that you want to focus on, or you might just want to get clarity of me zooming out and then looking at the business and going like, don't do any of that yet. Let's focus on these things. And I actually had 2 calls yesterday, almost back to back. I had about an hour break in between. I had one with Matt and one with Ken. And both of them were very similar. It was, okay, we've got the email list building. We've got, products already selling. I mean, Ken, he's got a physical product and a digital product business. And, he's doing phenomenal. It's about 2 years old, likely do 7 figures this year. But we were talking more of like, okay, how are we going to turn this lead magnet that was converting at like 30, 35%? How are we going to bolt on something on the back, which he had nothing bolted on? Same thing kind of with Matt. Matt's at the place where he just started about 6 months ago, didn't have a website, didn't have anything up and running. Now he's got a website that's getting traffic. He's got an email list of about 3,000 people. He's producing content on a regular basis. So he's moving. He's in the game, as I like to say. And now the next thing for him is getting a digital product created, which he's working on. He's about 90% of the way there. Then we're going to make the offer. In about 2 weeks, we're going to offer it to his email list. We're going to get some pre-sales. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because from those 2 calls, those are action items. Those are items that we can actually do. But if we don't get in the game, and that was on my Facebook little stroll yesterday when I was doing a live, it was, like so many people are on the sidelines looking at the game being played and they're like, I want to play, right? And then you're just afraid to get in the game because you don't know what to expect, or you don't know where to start, or you don't know what play to run first, right? So you get slowed down because of that. So my point is these guys are in the game. Right. And when you're in the game, we can do some cool things. We can run a new play. Right. And in this case, we can create a digital product and then bolt it on, so all of those things. But the problem is either people are overwhelmed or they're inundated with a lot of content, a lot of information, and they're getting overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. And part of the problem is our marketers out there. I mean, including myself at times, right? Like I'm putting out content to help you, but I'm also creating actionable content that you can do. But it's not about you just sitting here on this coffee talk and then doing nothing. Like I want this to be used as something to remind you to go, okay, I'm going to get back to it. I was distracted yesterday. I was out of the game. Now I'm back in the game, right? I want this to be that vehicle for you, right? And so my little rant, what yesterday was, it was a small rant. It was about like people not being in the game. They want to be in the game, but they're wait because they don't know what the right move is. And then they just keep consuming content because it's easy to consume content. And by the way, we're not building our business by just consuming content, by the way. We're building our business by actually laying the block, right? Like digging the hole, laying the block, putting up the structure, getting it built. That's how you are going to get a result. The consuming, the learning how to build the thing, you're not really building your thing yet, right? So you're not in the game yet. We're not a builder yet. We got to become a builder. Okay. And so that was my little mini rant. Then I was literally sitting, I forget, I think I was sitting out by the pool or something and just taking a little break. And I was thumbing through, my groups and stuff and checking on things. And I got hit with an ad for another summit, right? Now I've got friends of mine that they were doing summits before this whole summit craze, right? Before this even happened. But now because of, the pandemic and everything, we can't travel, we can't do events. So all of a sudden now it's like summit after summit after summit. Like I'm getting hit with ads. You're probably getting hit with ads. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think we need another summit. I don't think we need another major course that's going to take you 8 weeks to do. Because I just literally did a survey for my audience. And the number one thing that people were saying in a lot of common ones, there were a lot of similar ones, was time, right? Like I don't have the time to go through an 8-week training. Okay. I don't know where to start because I've got all of these pieces that I've kind of learned, but I don't know where to start. I don't have a plan. I don't have the right steps to follow now. I've got them all, but I don't know what order they should go in. So they've got enough information. We don't need more information. What we need is more action. And that's being in the game. So anyway, that's my little morning rant there, but that was how that all came about. Now today, I wrote an email on that exact topic, but it also brings up exactly what I'm going to talk about in today's email that I'm going to share with you, the one that I wrote on Monday, but it lends itself to what I talked about on Monday, on Wednesday, and now Friday will be another email, that lets people know that something's coming. Okay. And so again, let me just I'm going to bring up my email that I wrote. I want you guys, if you guys have any questions, and I want you to let me know, is this helpful? By me sharing you, like we're in a live pre-launch right now for Brand Creators Academy. So if you're watching this right now and it's before October 26th, 2020, we are getting ready to open Brand Creators Academy for the last time to the public. After that, it'll be by application or private invite only. We're doing it one more time as a celebration because it'll be our 1-year anniversary. And we're going to give people one last chance as a public open, right? So now I'm letting people know, and I probably should have let people know 2 weeks ago, but we didn't know this until about a week and a half ago. And so Monday felt like the right time to kind of make it known officially and the date be announced. Okay. So how do you do that? How do you do that in a way that people will still get value from your email versus you just saying like, hey, I just wanted to email you, let you know Brand Creators Academy is opening. Be ready on Monday. See you later. Bye. Like, we need more than that. We need more context. We also need a connection there. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. The other thing, like I said, I want you guys to do is let me know. Friday is going to be our jam session. I want you guys to give me an idea of what you would like that theme to be around. I know we've been talking a lot about email, which I think we could talk every single day on email. I think it's that important. But email, today we're going to be doing a little bit more email writing again. But I want you guys to let me know, what is it that you want to jam on for Friday for the jam session. If you guys can help me out, that'd be awesome. If you guys don't come up with anything, I'll come up with something because I've got plenty of questions in my inbox or on Facebook or in YouTube, like wherever I can find a question to answer. But I'm hoping you guys can kind of come up with something for me. All right. So with that all being said, I am going to share that email with you guys. Do me a favor too, guys. Like if you find this valuable, this coffee talk that we do here on a regular basis, invite someone, share that you're coming to this, tell them to bring their coffee, tea, smoothie, whatever, and hang out with us if they're interested in building a brand or a lifestyle business. That's what I like to call it, because to me, it's all about creating the lifestyle that we want. All right, let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, and guys, give me a thumbs up. Is the audio and video okay? I know we had a little issue the last time. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up or give me a yes, you're good. And then I'll get going here. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see. We got to share this. All right, cool. All right. All right. This is going to be the email I sent out on Monday. Everything is great, Karen says. Awesome, Karen. Thank you so much. Both Karens are in the house today. Awesome. What's up, Karen and Karen? Audio's good. Derek says, cool. Kate, audio, video, all good. Iva's in the house. What's up, Iva? Let's see here. Iva, I'm curious. You're on YouTube right now watching this. I know Iva's one of our Academy members. Do you get notified on YouTube? Is that why you're showing up on YouTube? I'm just curious why you're not on the Facebook live. I'm just curious. I'm just always curious on how this thing works, because Facebook's always changing things. YouTube's changing things. I can't keep track of it all. Phil, what's up, man? All right, cool. So let's, we got this email pulled up and we're going to dig in. All right. And I should probably keep the comments over there so I can see them just in case we run into an issue like we did the last time. All right, cool. All right. So let's talk about this. Okay. So my subject line, now again, this email is an email that is not really selling anything right now. It's preparing for the sale. Okay. It's preparing for the sale. Most people get this part wrong. What they'll do is they'll announce their promotion, their deal, right? Their flash sale, and that'll be the announcement. You want to let people know it's coming. It makes it more of a thing to look forward to, or it's an anticipation thing. Why do you think Prime Day, they promote it, you know, like months in advance, or at least weeks in advance, or Black Friday, or any of the other promotions? Like, why do they get that kind of that pre-launch done? Because they want to get you anticipating what's coming, and they want you to be excited for it, right? And they want to give you information about it before you actually are ready to go there, right? They want you ready. Look at Apple. They've been doing it for years with the release of the new iPhone or whatever, right? They had lines out the door for people waiting to get the new, because they have made the announcement. We're going to be releasing it in store only. You know, there's only a certain number that are going to be there. It's the whole anticipation and scarcity that pulls people in. Okay. So, all right, we're going to kick this off. So the title that I came out with here in this subject line was Major Breakthrough, How You Can Too. Okay. So again, major breakthrough, how you can too. That's it. Now, this is an email that's going to my list after I've already nurtured the list, meaning they already know who I am. They know what I'm about. Right. So this isn't to someone just joined and then I send them this. It might not resonate with them as much. They might not open the email if they don't know who I am. So in the very beginning, we're always building that relationship by delivering exactly what they signed up for. So if they signed up for your lead magnet, make sure you show up and go, hey, it's Scott. I just wanted to make sure that you're able to get your, your guide for 5 ways to catch more bass. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Right. So that's what you would, that's what you would do there, but you always want to do that. But my list already knows who I am. So we already got that. So, all right. So let's dig in here. So major breakthrough, how you can too. Okay. So a little bit of curiosity there is like, what is this major breakthrough? Breakthrough is always a good power word. And then in lowercase, how you can too. So I'm saying like, it's not just this breakthrough for this person. It's a breakthrough for you. It could be, right? So here we go. Last week, I talked about how important commitment and consistency is for getting results. But there's a reason why we struggle with these, and it's actually 2 things. The one big thing is not having a plan to follow, or the plan you do have is too complicated. I realized this once after, or I'm sorry, I realized this once again after I received feedback from Gabriella, who went through email list building fast track workshop and is one of our BCA members. Timeout. Okay. Now, by me including that, okay, number one, I'm letting the reader know that I realized this. So you want to know what I realized, right? I realized this once again after I received feedback, social proof. Someone went through my product. Someone has actually gave me feedback, right? So immediately, it's not Scott saying I have this thing and no one's bought it. I'm saying like someone has given me feedback because they went through it. So immediately, you know that other people are going through it. So there's a little bit of a piece there. Now, I don't like follow this as like a template. Like I'm like, okay, I have to add in a piece of social proof. Like I don't have to do that. It just automatically will naturally start to flow as you include this stuff. But I do know how important that is. So there's two things that happened here. Okay. Maybe you've been reading my emails, but you missed a week and a half's worth of emails. You got busy. You just didn't open them. You were busy. You said, I'm not going to look at my emails for 2 weeks, whatever. You would have missed that I even opened email list building fast track workshop, right? You always got to remember, not everyone is going to read your emails right now. And it's not because they don't want to, it's because they just are busy, or maybe they had a problem with their email account. You just don't know, right? So you always want to bring awareness back to it. So again, I'm going to dig in here. So I realized this once again after I received feedback from Gabriella, who went through email list building fast track workshop and is one of our BCA members. Okay, so if you don't know what BCA members is, you're kind of curious. What's BCA? What's it stand for? Brand Creators Academy, right? If you've been on my list, you know what BCA stands for because I've used it a lot, but I also say BCA and then I'll put it in brackets, Brand Creators Academy. You start to get trained that when I talk about BCA, you know what I'm talking about, right? You might already know what I'm talking about because you've been on my list or you've been on these coffee talks. So it's BCA, right? So then I go on to say, she said, ... And then I put it in quotes and I put it in italic. Okay. So this way it looks a little different and it looks like a quote. Having a plan to follow, broke through all my blocks to finally get it done and start building my email list. That's exactly verbatim from her mouth. There's a video that she shot for me that said that in there, and that actually resides on the email list building fast track workshop sales page now. Okay. But I pulled that and put it right there. So now you might be reading this going like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've struggled, with having like a roadblock, and I've struggled with getting my list built. Oh man, Gabriella's done it. That's pretty cool. So I guess this thing could help you get unstuck, right? That's all that piece is doing, right? So there's social proof there. There's actually someone else that's confirming that it's a good product, right? But I'm not selling that product to them right now at all. So now I go on to say, I also realized this, a second realization here. I also realized this after I received over 70 plus responses asking what was holding people back from building their dream business, which by the way, now is over 90, right? Because that email went out a little while ago and I keep getting a trickle of people coming in. So we're at about 90 responses now, right? And literally every single time I get one of them, I read it because it lets me know where people are stuck, right? But I'm also letting people know that there's 70 people that reached out that said, hey, Scott, here's what I'm stuck with. So it also gives a little piece of social proof and also that Scott is a leader in a sense, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm a leader, but it appears as I am, right? So again, just a little bit of an authority play there, just a little bit, okay? About 80% of the responses mentioned too many things to do and not knowing what to do next. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like there's too many things to do and you don't know what to do next? Answer in the comments right now. I want to know, is that something that you've ever felt? Because I'll tell you what, out of all those responses, 80, maybe even 85% was saying exactly that. Now, not word for word, but in roundabout ways, right? Too much information. Don't know where to start. I know all the pieces. I just don't know where to start first. Now there's too many options, whatever, right? But it comes down to that. Right? Too many things to do and not knowing what to do next. And what is that really saying? I don't want to spend time doing stuff that doesn't matter or not knowing what I'm spending my time in because is it going to pay off? Right? So that's what it's really saying in that one short little snippet. All right. Then I go on to say this paralyzes people and they end up doing nothing or not staying consistent. Now, you're either going to put yourself in the shoes of this person as I'm saying it, because most people have felt that once in their life, right? About being paralyzed because they're just overthinking it, or they don't know what to do. They don't know where to start, all of that stuff. So then I go on to say, because you might be asking yourself this, right? So why am I telling you this? I literally say that like we're having a conversation. I'm like, so you wonder why I'm telling you this, right? And then I go on to say, firstly, to let you know you're not alone and it's not your fault. I think we all want to know that other people have been there, and we want to know that we're not just an oddball, because we're not, right? And so when you say that, you immediately take their guard down and their defense mechanism down, because then they're like, oh, it's not just me. I'm not weird, right? Or I'm not the oddball, right? You're like a lot of people. It's normal, right? And then, so then I go on to say, we all struggle with overwhelm and staying consistent, but there's a solution. Okay. So problem, solution, right? Problem, solution, story, problem, solution, right? That's kind of what we're following here. All right. So I'm going to keep going here. So number one, chunk it down and only focus on one area at a time. You've probably heard me say that. You've probably even heard other people say it, right? Focus on one thing at a time. Do not get overwhelmed. One specific action at a time. Okay. One thing at a time. Then I go on to say, this is exactly why I created the email list building fast track workshop, so we can only focus on one thing, building an email list, and we get it done. Now, I did not say, click here to buy my product. All I did was I hyperlinked email list building fast track workshop, because if you're reading that and you're like, I want to focus on one area of my business, I actually want to focus on that workshop that you help people build a list. So I will click on that link, right? But I'm not saying click here to buy my product. Okay. Then we can move on to the next thing and build off the momentum, right? So I'm constantly reinforcing that we want to do something. We want to create action steps, and we want to get momentum, because as we get momentum, as we all know, it's like a snowball. It starts small, it starts building, it gets bigger, and then it gets faster and faster, right? It's the same idea in business, but we get stuck and we don't start rolling down the hill, right? We got to start rolling. Sometimes I got to give you a little kick or a little shove down the hill every now and then, right? All right. So number two, have a plan to follow, but probably as important is support from others to hold you accountable. Now I'm starting to transition. The transition is starting to happen right here in number two. Okay. So now you're thinking to yourself, having a plan to follow. Yes, I need a plan to follow. And I literally just, my last response from that survey that I sent out, literally just before I got on here, the last one said there is, I need a plan to follow. It was literally verbatim. Okay. And so I didn't even know that. I mean, I knew it, but I wrote that here because I know people want a plan to follow. Right. And so have a plan to follow, but probably as important is support from others to hold you accountable. Okay. So now you're thinking to yourself, yeah, having support would be huge. I need support. Right. So then I go on. How would you feel if you had a plan to follow and a support group that would be there every day, week, and month to help and hold you accountable? So I'm having you feel something. I'm having you imagine something. And when you immediately do that, you start to see how that would feel, right? So all I'm doing there is I'm getting you to experience it without you even being there yet, but I'm getting you to, by asking that question, because whenever we ask a question, we automatically want to answer it. Okay. That's psychology 101. Which, guys, I got to call a timeout real quick. Number one, I need a sip of coffee. But number one, if I was in high school right now and I could fast forward, how long have I been out of school now? I've been out of school almost 30 years. Man, that's crazy to even imagine that. But if I could fast forward in time and go, Scott, you're going to be talking about psychology and writing, persuasive emails in a way that helps people when you're 48 years old, I would have been like, you're out of your mind. I don't like writing. I have no interest in it. You see how you evolve as a person. So anyway, that was kind of a moment for me right there. It's pretty cool actually. Cause I love this stuff. Okay. So, I didn't take the sip, did I? Let me see here. Okay, so we're transitioning now, okay, where we're going to start bringing up Brand Creators Academy, okay? And remember, Monday is a week before we're going to be opening enrollment, right? A week before, okay? So now I go on to say, well, as you probably know, I'm right here. As you probably know, that's what Brand Creators Academy is and why we call it the brand building toolbox and community for motivated entrepreneurs who want to create a future-proof lifestyle business, which, by the way, that's our new subject line, or not our subject line, our new headline for the sales page for Brand Creators Academy, which I'm really happy with how the new copy came out, which is, I'm going to be sharing that probably Friday. So everyone kind of can see it before we actually open, so they can read through it and see if it's for them and all of the benefits, testimonials, all that stuff. Right. But that's the new title of that page, which I really like it, because it's a brand building toolbox. And it's a community for motivated entrepreneurs who want to create a future-proof lifestyle business. So you're immediately thinking, boy, I'd like to have a toolbox of all of the stuff that I need. I don't have to keep bouncing around, jumping around from this course to that course, and a community of motivated entrepreneurs. I want to be around them, right? And I want to create a future-proof business, and I want it to be a lifestyle business, right? I want that, right? So I'm bringing that back up because the people that want that, it's going to resonate with. The people that don't, they're not on my list probably, but if they are on my list, it's going to get them out, right? Because they're like, I don't want that. I just want to make a lot of money. Like, I just want to have a Lamborghini, right? Like, I'm not talking about Lamborghinis. I'm talking about lifestyle, because that's what's important to me, and that's who I'm attracting, okay? And yes, I'm telling you this because we are officially opening for registration next Monday, October 26th at 9 a.m. Eastern time for only 5 days. I'm letting you know that that's what's happening. This was Monday, right? 7 days before we actually open, right? This gives me the chance on Monday to send it, and then on Tuesday send to the unopens, which I did, by the way, because I follow my own advice. Always send to the unopens, right? Today I sent an email. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow morning I'm going to send to those unopens. Okay. So there it is. Okay. So mark your calendar because okay, so that's the next line. Mark your calendar because I'll have a special bonus for the first 10 action takers that enroll, which, by the way, today I already announced what that is. I should make you hunt for the email, but I'm not going to. The bonus is going to be, for the first 10 people, I'm going to do a private coaching call, kind of like the hot seat call. And I'm going to do it for the first 10 people. I do that every time we open. Usually within an hour, they're gone. So if you are watching this and you're not in the academy and you want to have first access to that or a first chance, just either comment and say, Scott, yes, I'd like to be one of the first 10. And then I can direct message you with some information. I can let you know before the page actually goes 100% live. So that's kind of what I'm doing. In today's email, I actually do that, which again, I think it would probably be useful to cover that email. I don't know. Maybe we do that on Friday's jam session. If you guys want me to cover what I wrote in today's email and break it down like I'm doing here, let me know in the comments. Say, yes, Scott, review your last email. Then maybe I will. Okay. So mark your calendar because I'll have a special bonus. So now I'm letting them know there's something for joining early, right? Because when you do an open like this, there's a few things that are stacked in there. The first thing is we're opening on a certain day. We're going to close, but it's 5 days, right? So 5 days, you got time. Like, I'll do it on the third day, or I'll do it at the last minute, right? But if I add a bonus in there that gets you to react quicker of something that you want, and there's like, my time is very valuable, so I can only do 10, right? That's gonna require me to at least 5 hours, maybe even 10 hours. I mean, sometimes I go an hour on those calls because I'm not gonna cut you off at 30 minutes if we're digging into something cool. So it's my time. I can only do so many. So it's valuable. People know that if you came to my lake house and you did like a workshop day, it's gonna cost around $4,500, right? So an hour, it's worth a good amount of money, right? So it's valuable for people. And every single time I do that, it gets people to say, you know what, I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to do it because I want that. And I'm already going to join. I know it. I'm just going to do it early. Right. So that's a way to kind of kickstart things in anything you're doing. Even if you're selling an ebook, right? Your first 10 copies, give it away for 50% off of what you're going to charge when you do open it up at another 50% off or something like that. Or add another, if you have 2 ebooks, add another one as a bonus for the first 10 people, something like that. You can always stack the bonuses. All right. So again, there's really nothing to do here other than I'm letting you know what's happening. All right. So then I said, this will be the last time. Again, I'm letting them know it's the last time. So again, some urgency there, right? This will also be the last time we open publicly. And in the future will be by application or private invite only, which is absolutely 100% true, right? So that's the plan moving forward. Why? So again, people are probably saying like, well, Scott, why aren't you going to do a public launch? I'm going to answer that for you. See, I know there's going to be questions that come up, and I know that people are going to want to know why. So I immediately directly answer it for them. So they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense, right? So why? Because we're not trying to get thousands of people to join. It's actually the opposite. So again, I'm kind of polarizing a little bit because people would be like, well, Scott, why wouldn't you want thousands of people in your membership? Well, the truth is I don't want 1,000 people in there because I don't want to have to worry about 1,000 people. Number one, it's a lot to manage, but it's also where the community that's there, they want to know it's a tight knit. They want to know that it's a smaller group of people. So this way here, they can connect with people easier. They don't feel like they're just a number, right? So that's a huge thing for people. And I basically say, listen, I know a lot of people want that. I'm not saying I want that. I want actually the opposite, right? So it's like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. I like that Scott's thinking out, for the community, right? So there's that. So then I said, we only want the right people so we can continue to make BCA the best resource and community on the planet, which is true. Okay. But no matter if you join us or not, I want today's message to make you realize that when you have a plan and you commit to it, you can achieve anything you want. Again, going back though, how do you create a plan and how do you commit to something? How do you stay, accountable? You can join BCA, right? Like, I mean, I'm clearly saying that in so many words, right? But regardless, if you don't, you can go off on your own and try it and you might be disciplined, but most people aren't. So they need the community. They need the hand-holding. They need the step-by-step, right? They don't need more content necessarily, which we do have training, but the training is very specific on one side of the business, right? And then I just finish it off there and say, remember, as always, I'm rooting for you because I am, right? Scott. P.S. When you join BCA, you also get access to every training program we create, plus all fast-track workshops that will be created in the future too. Which, by the way, we've just created email list building fast track workshop. That's in the community now or in the training portal for the Academy. We're going to do another one on digital product creation, which will be a standalone, but also the Academy members will get that. We're probably going to do one on this stuff here, email writing and, copy and, how to create sequences in your email list and all that stuff. That'll be a fast track workshop, right? Content creation, that'll be a fast track workshop. So they'll all be standalones, but inside the Academy, you get access to all those too. Right. And you get live Q&A calls and you get review stuff done, or your sites reviewed, ads reviewed, access to Chris and I, all of that stuff. We actually got a call tomorrow at 5:00. Okay. So, and then I say here, email list building fast track workshop was our first one. And the next one will be digital product creation fast track workshop in November, which it will be. See how I hyperlink that? I didn't say go buy it, but people might be curious of what it is and they'll click on it and they might buy it. Right. These are designed so you can learn one thing fast and spend more time implementing. Again, going back to what people told me in the survey. I don't have a lot of time to spend learning. I need to start doing. This answers that problem. Okay. We are all about taking action and getting results, but you know that. Smiley face, little humor there at the end. And that's it. That's the email, right? So no hard sales there. Really coming across as I care, which I do, right? But it's in a way that's also letting you know something's coming and I'm proud of it. And I think that you guys would get value if you're ready, right? That's it. So let me know, guys, was this helpful? I see a lot of stuff going on in the comments, so that's good. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Iva says, never get my Facebook notifications. That's so weird. Good morning, Gio. What's up, man? I'll go ahead and stop sharing the screen now. There we go. Overwhelm. Yes. Derek says yes, but Derek, you understand, right? You got the email list building fast track workshop. You understand we're only focusing on that one thing, man. We're not focusing on any of that other stuff yet. None of it, right? You know that, man. Gio says that is so true. Too much information and outside forces and too much to do in one day. Right. But you don't have to let it be that way. What you do is you organize what you're doing day by day. So no matter where you're at, You're doing the one thing that needs to be done then to then pick it up and do it the next day with something else. Like if you're building your email list, we went through this. There's 3 parts: lead magnet, landing page, traffic, right? So we got to build the lead magnet. Well, first we have to identify the lead magnet, then we have to create the lead magnet. That's step 1. Step 2, we got to build a landing page so the lead magnet can be delivered and people can use their email address to opt in to get it, right? And then we need to follow up with them through an email. That's part of the landing page process. And then the last part is, now we got this thing built, we got to get attention. We're going to start running Facebook ads, or we're going to start putting it all over our social media or on our website. That's it. That's all that we're doing in that block, right? And that's how we focus, and that's how we work inside the academy too. It's like everything needs to be specific. Kate, Friday jam session. I feel comfortable with creating the lead magnet landing page and language that goes behind it. But what I'm not comfortable with is what content goes into the info we promise them in exchange for their email. Like, how long should it be? How detailed do we go? Is it best to do a list or more of an ebook type of content? Would love to see an example of what you sent or your thoughts. Okay, so there's a lot there to unpack, but I think with what you're saying, Kate, is what needs to go into the lead magnet? Like, how much information needs to go in the lead magnet? Or is it more of, once the lead magnet is created, how much more content do you need to send them? So maybe you can clarify that for me. Karen, we send out 1 email on Monday morning. I like to give value in that email. I was thinking of occasionally sending an email to promote educational products. We do have a toy of the day. We post on all socials. Then I am putting out 2 product reviews a week. Yeah, I think that's great. There's nothing wrong with having a post that's dedicated to selling your thing once you're in the launch, right? So you're going to see, we sent out an email on Monday. We sent out one on Wednesday, sending another one on Friday. Fridays is going to be a lot of like, okay, you heard me talk about it all week. Here it is. Here's everything that's included in Brand Creators Academy. I might throw in Karen, I might even throw in the little snippet that you posted yesterday on being an entrepreneur can be very, very lonely. I don't know the exact words. And BCA has allowed me to feel more connected with a community of people that are taking action and supporting each other. Like something like that is what you wrote. Maybe I use that in there because that's a powerful thing for a lot of people, right? But then I also get to break down everything that's included when you join, right? So Friday's email will be kind of like, all right, guys, you heard me talk about it all week. Monday's the big day. I want you to be ready. So here's what you can expect, right? The first 10 is going to get a bonus, right? And this is the last time we're going to be open. If you want all the details, click here. So that email will probably be shorter because I'm going to direct them to the sales page, which they can't buy yet, but they can at least look at it and they can start to see what's included. What will they get? What can they expect, right? So that's what that would look like. What's up, Jason? How you doing, man? We should have a talk Friday about organic traffic and transition to paid traffic like Facebook, and when the time is right to go from organic traffic to paid traffic. It's a good topic. I do like that, Derek. It's a good one. Also, since I can't focus on my lead magnet digital product, I have hired someone to focus on that so I can focus on what I need to do. That's perfect. Yes, always do that. If you want someone else to kind of, even if they came to you with an 80% of the way there, it helps you. Now you got to do is do 20% of the way, right? If that's smart. In exchange for their email address, I'm going to send them amazing, valuable information. My text above refers to the first content we send them once they sign up. Okay, yeah. So whatever that is, right? Like if they, I'll give you an example. So if you downloaded the checklist, right? I don't think I have a copy of it here right now. I usually print it out and I have it somewhere. But if you downloaded the validation checklist that helps you validate your niche and kind of see the opportunities that your niche will allow you to do, you'll get that, right? So that's actionable. Then on the back of that, I'll be following up with emails that say, hey, I just wanted to check in, make sure that you got it. And one of the biggest, sticking points for people is actually deciding what niche to go into. Here's a couple of tips to help you with that. So it might just be a few tips in that email, and then you link them back to the checklist. The next email might be like, hey, I'm just checking in, seeing if you had any questions. Hopefully you've identified your niche and it's it's full of opportunities. Do me a favor, let me know if there's anything that you're stuck on. So that would be that contact. And then the next one might be like, hey, I'm just checking back in with you again. Hopefully by now you're on your way to getting ready to start building out your brand. If you need help with that, if you haven't grabbed the playbook, here's a link to that. Really what we do there is we break down the 5 different pillars to building your brand. Like that's it, right? I'm always helping with one more step along the way. That's it. So, and I would not overthink that, right? Like here's a perfect example. Ken yesterday, that when I was on the phone with Ken, actually I was on the computer, not the phone. I don't know why I just said that, because we used to always be on the phone. Now we're never on the phone, really. Well, we're on the phone, but we're not talking, but I was Zooming. You get what I'm saying? So basically he got his MVP, minimum viable product, his lead magnet, his free lead magnet. He got that up and running, and he's converting at like 30, 35%. And so I asked him, I said, okay, so do you have anything on the thank you page for them to buy? And he says, no. And I go, okay, well, now we're ready to do that, right? So he didn't overthink it, thinking, I got to get my lead magnet out there, and then I got to put this thing on the back end. He didn't worry about that. But now that it's up and running, it's working on the front end, now we can start to play with the back, right? And we can start to figure out, what does that sequence look like? We don't need to build out the full sequence yet. Get the lead magnet up, get the landing page up, start getting emails, and then you can fill in on the back end. But the lead magnet itself should do what you promised. That's it, right? And if you think that you need a video that's going to go along with it to make it even, more, where you can explain it more, then include a video, and let them know that you included a video too. That's what I actually do in that checklist. I have a video of me showing myself going through a niche using the checklist, right? So if you're giving a checklist or a PDF and there's something you can demonstrate you using it, do it, right? So that's just one way that you can make sure that you do that. Thank you. The checklist was amazing content, which made me want more. That's what I want to do. Nice. Yeah, cool. And you know what? I appreciate that feedback, right? Because I bet that checklist didn't feel overwhelming to you. Right? You downloaded it. You're like, oh, cool. It's 5 pages. I can read. It's not like little tiny text and it's not hard to follow. You're like, okay, step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do this, right? Examples, right? And then you're like, yes, my niche is a good niche. I need help putting it all together now. Playbook, right? That's the natural progression there, right? And maybe you even jump forward and you go, okay, the playbook, but I actually want someone to hold me accountable. I want someone to help me every step of the way. I want a community of other people that I can see how they're doing it, right? Brand Creators Academy. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Because this playbook is like a requirement to be inside of the academy, because this is what we go by, right? This is the foundation. Then we can build off of that. But it always comes down to that. But you're absolutely 100% right on that, Kate. So, all right, cool. So any other suggestions for Friday? Again, would you guys want me to do another review of my email I sent out today? Would that be of interest? If not, I won't do it. I won't bore you with it. But if you want me to, I can. And then Friday, I can do more on that if you want. Or on Friday, we can talk about what Derek talked about as far as like organic traffic, paid traffic. When we start with organic, how long do we wait before we do Facebook traffic or paid ads? So you guys let me know. And if you're watching this on a replay, you can always comment, let me know too. And we can either cover it on this jam session, because even though we're going to come up with like a theme, we can always branch off on the jam sessions. That's what they're about, right? It's like, let's jam a little bit on this. Let's jam a little bit on this. And then we'll keep going. So yeah, so let me know. Kate says, yeah, I'm totally in your buying cycle. Yes, love it. I have the checklist. I bought the Yellow Brand Creators book, and now I'm going to sign up for the Academy. This is the best teacher. Yeah, exactly. So again, Kate, let me ask you this. This is actually good. If you want to, I kind of want to play with this here for a minute. And you guys can sit in on this if you want to. But Kate, I'm curious on this. How long have you been in the world of Scott? I'm just curious, like how long did you come in through the podcast? Did you come in through an email checklist that I did? Like, where did you enter into the ecosystem? Was it a coffee talk, right? Like, where did you come into the sphere, right? And I'm just curious because this helps me, but also it proves the point that some people have been in, and I know this because once they join, I can look back and go, they've been in they've been in the checklist for 12 months and now they're in the academy, right? So just because you don't join the academy today doesn't mean you're not going to join in the future, right? It doesn't mean that. And I don't give up on that. And it doesn't mean that you have to, right? If you just want to buy my workshops that I'm going to be doing on a regular basis, you can do that, right? The difference is the workshops are standalones. And then when you do the academy, we get live Q&A, right? We get two live calls every single month. You get the support of the community all the time, right? All of that stuff. But you can still independently do those. About 5 years ago, you and Chris, that's awesome. Like, that's perfect, right? And so Kate, up to this point, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you went through the Pinterest training. You just went through the email list building fast track workshop, I believe, right? You did do the playbook and you did the checklist. Is there anything else I'm leaving out? Were you ever part of Ecom Business Formula or Private Label Classroom? I'm just curious. Yeah, part of the Amazing Seller. So part of the podcast. Okay. But this is a perfect example. So I want you guys that are watching this and listening to this, I want you to understand that, and I have a graph. Actually, it's on the email list building fast track sales page, and it's in my Take Action Effect book. There's literally, I have a graph. 5% of your market is ready to buy today. 95% of them are not ready to buy today. They're just not ready. So are you not going to get their attention? Are you not going to try to get them to pay attention so they can share your stuff, so they can see your stuff, so they can engage with your stuff, give you ideas of what the next product might be, right? Like, so many people don't do that part and they give up and they want the sale immediately, right? It's hard to go from no one knowing you to buying something. I don't care if it's a $5 product. It's still, it's a challenge because they don't know you. They don't trust you. Do they really need it, right? But when they start to become part of your brand and they start to know who the brand is, what they represent, what their morals are, all those things, those are important. Those are important and those are powerful. Very, very. You think that's it? Okay, Kate. Yeah. So you never bought like one of the more expensive trainings. And I'm like, oh, Kate, she never bought any of my stuff, so I'm not going to help her anymore. No, because I know that there's going to be other things down the line that might serve you at where you are right now, right? So Brand Creators Academy is a perfect example, right? Like, that's where I want people to end up because that's where I'm spending all of my time. That's where I'm coaching. That's where I'm teaching. That's where I can be a virtual mentor, and Chris as well, right? Like, that's what we're doing on a regular basis. So anyway, thanks for sharing that with me. Oh, okay. You were part of the private label classroom too. That was years ago, right? Yeah. So you did. So, and I wonder, so you weren't part of the first 25 though, because the first 25, I think, was like $497. And then after that, we started to raise it. But yeah, so, but anyway, but Kate, number one, I just want to say thank you, for being one of our customers, but really one of our loyal, subscribers, really. And I don't even look at you as a subscriber. It's like one of us, right? You're one of our people. And, I thank you. Oh, $9.97. Yeah. So see, so, and Kate is still here, right? Like, so anyway, this proves my point, that you need to serve your market and not always expect them to buy within the first 7 days, right? It could take a year. It could take 3 months. Now there's ways that you can add more things to try to speed up that process, because you don't necessarily want to wait 5 years, but that means you need to create different offers, right? And yet need to understand who your market is. But there's going to be a portion of your market that's going to buy everything that you have. And then there's going to be some that buy a little bit here and there, or maybe that thing doesn't speak to them. But yeah, I think you need to understand it takes patience as well. But there's a balance. You got some people that are just going to buy everything of yours, and then there's some people that are they're going to dabble, and some might not ever buy, but they're going to share your stuff. They're going to tell people. So anyway, this has been good. This has been fun. But let me know on the Friday coffee talk. Let me know. And it's funny. Karen just said, "Can't wait to see you, Kate, in BCA." Yeah, Karen's awesome. Karen and Karen. We got 2 Karens in there that I know of. Actually, maybe 3. Yeah, a lot of Karens. But yeah, it's a great group. And yes, we will be opening on Monday, October 26th. So here's my blatant pitch. If you're interested, be ready. If you want early access, as far as if you want to be one of the first 10, you can get a one-on-one coaching call with me. Just either comment and say, Scott, yes, I'd like to be one of the first 10 to BCA, something like that. Just let me know. Message me, direct message me, or just send me an email, scott@brandcreators.com, and I'll make sure that you get notified first. That's it. So guys, have an awesome, amazing day. Friday is going to be here before we know it. Monday's going to be here before we know it. I'm super excited. I'm fired up. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be a great month. November is going to be a really great month. That's where we're going to be doing our digital product creation fast track workshop. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So guys, have an awesome day. Take care, take action, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you Friday, or maybe I'll see you in the academy one of these days. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.